Honourable Craig Foss, Minister for Civil Defence and Emergency Management and Chair of the 2011 Pacific Platform for Disaster Risk Management. Mr. Neroni Slade, Secretary General of the Pacific Island Forum Secretariat. Dr. Russell Howard, Director of the SPC Applied Geoscience and Technology Division. Mr. Knut Östby, the United Nations Resident Coordinator, and Honourable Ministers, distinguished participants, greetings from Geneva. It's a great pleasure to be given the opportunity to address this third session of the Pacific Platform for Disaster Risk Management. Looking at the objectives that you set, two central themes appear to be reoccurring: leadership and partnership building for disaster risk management and climate change adaptation. These resonate very well with the deliberations at the Global Platform for Disaster Risk Reduction, which, as you know, took place just a couple of months ago in Geneva. I was particularly pleased to see a larger number of delegates from the Pacific region attending this year's Global Platform than ever before, where it was recognized that the international community needs to act quickly and decisively to make the world safer. The Chair's summary of the Global Platform, amongst others, called for ways to better support local communities at the front line of disasters and climate change impacts, and to ensure that national growth does not increase local risks. It also called for strengthened political engagement and improved risk governance capacities. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm often asked what I believe to be the biggest challenges in disaster risk management. No one usually reckons disaster reduction to be a bad idea. Quite to the contrary, it's generally regarded to be common sense. So then, why is it so difficult to enforce the risk reduction paradigm and to build a culture of safety and resilience? I think the challenge lies clearly in being able to find a balance between the immediate rewards from providing proactive and efficient disaster response and the responsible investments in disaster risk reduction that may only pay off in the medium term. The 2011 Global Assessment Report on Disaster Risk Reduction provides some evidence that further progress in reducing disaster risk and adapting to climate change depends on identifying the political and economic imperatives to invest in disaster risk management. The report, Revealing Risk, Redefining Development, gives some directions how to achieve this. It also highlights the need for systematic accounting of disaster losses and their impacts, and a more comprehensive assessment of natural hazards risks. These messages are also echoed in the Pacific Delegation's key messages to the Global Platform, which you brought to Geneva. I am pleased that an increasing number of Pacific Island countries are now monitoring their progress in disaster risk management for their own internal planning purposes and to contribute also to the regular progress review of the Yoga Framework for Action. The Yoga Framework is the world's guiding instrument for disaster risk reduction, which your region was the first to contextualize in the form of the Pacific Regional Disaster Management and Disaster Risk Reduction Framework for Action. I will rely on your active contribution and the lessons that you have learned in the Pacific when we go forward to design the post-2015 disaster risk reduction instrument that will follow the Yoga Framework for Action. Of the many success stories which you have highlighted in your messages to the Global Platform, I would like to commend in particular the growing commitment of the Pacific Island nations to integrate their efforts in disaster and climate risk management through the adoption of joint national action plans or policies. I would also like to congratulate you to the foresight that you are demonstrating at this Pacific Platform meeting by seeking agreement on a roadmap towards integrated regional policy framework for disaster risk management and climate change adaptation. I am pleased to see that this agenda is firmly taking root in the Pacific region. Mr. Chair, ladies and gentlemen, I want to use this opportunity to thank all of you, representatives of the many Pacific Island nations and territories, regional organizations and development partners, the United Nations, civil society organizations, academic and private sector institutions. I also commend the Secretariat of the Pacific Community and its Applied Geoscience and Technology Division for its long-standing and steadfast engagement and support to disaster risk management in the region, and in particular for its very close collaboration as the co-convener of the Pacific Platform. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you a successful meeting and look forward to the outcomes of your discussions and recommendations, and I hope to enlist you all as champions for a safer, more sustainable Pacific region. Thank you very much, and I wish you a very good meeting.